Welcome to Chat with the Lawyer. I'm your host, Walla Blagay, and today we are honored to have a celebrity in the house, Mr. Mike Worthy, the lawyer of the people. And he has brought his special guest, Mr. Kayn Crawford. And today we're going to talk about, this is going to be a slight twist in our usual programming, where we're going to talk about a workforce development program that's been developed called T.H.R.I.V.E, which encourages entrepreneurship for the youth. And we're going to talk about how to bring our own youth in this program and also how this program is spreading nationwide. So thank you for Mr. Worthy for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for Mr. Crawford.
Thank you. Absolute pleasure.
All right. So tell us how did you get started? How did you become a lawyer? Tell us about that.
Well, first of all, my parents were educators.
Okay.
My mom was a kindergarten teacher, and my father was a principal. So I got away with absolutely nothing. I had to actually start planning for my future at an early age. Both my parents had secondary degrees. They both had master's degrees. So going to college was I didn't have an option.
Right.
I grew up right here in Prince George's County. I started off in Fort Washington, Maryland. I went to Bishop McNamara right down the street. And my parents always wanted to instill education with me and my brother. And I decided early on that I wanted to be a lawyer because I talked a lot. And everybody told me because I talk a lot, I should be a lawyer. But truth be told, I was really more interested in being an architect. But I didn't do well in engineering. So as a result of that, I decided maybe lawyering is something I would like to do. I found the opportunity to go to Johnson C. Smith University, which was a blessing because I got to find out more about who I was as a person. I ended up going to Georgetown Paralegal School, and I got accepted into the Summer Institute at University of Baltimore School of Law, and that actually changed my life. It gave me an opportunity to kind of pursue my dreams. My dreams were to be a litigator, and I wanted to save the world through my advocacy skills. And I have been blessed to say that I started off as a prosecutor in Prince George's County. I was there for almost 3 years, and then I started my firm, Williams Worthy, in 2002.
And what was the focus of your practice there?
It was interesting because I was a former prosecutor, so of course I led into criminal law, and my partner was a personal injury lawyer. So we brought both of those expertise together, and we ended up being litigators for all kinds of civil areas. I specialized in representing municipalities. I used to represent District Heights, not District Heights, but Fairmont Heights and Capitol Heights as their town attorney, which was an awesome experience as a municipal attorney. I represented the personnel board, and I actually had an opportunity to represent several homeowners associations. So I got out of litigation and I started doing more governmental law, which was awesome. But then I also found myself doing some civil things as well, personal injury and things of that nature. But I'm most known for my criminal practice and representing high-profile cases and things of that nature. However, I'm not practicing right now. Right now, my primary focus is to change some of the lives of our young people and the problems that they're having in our community. While I don't think you know, I think I've told you that we have over 48,000 homeless youth in the Washington metropolitan area, which in my opinion is ridiculous.
Shameful.
So what we decided to do was to come up with some solutions to the problem. Now, you can't solve all the problems, but a part of the problem was most of our youth were hopeless, they were homeless, and they were jobless. So because they didn't have those opportunities, we decided to create them, some opportunities for them.
And explain that. How did you create opportunities?
Well, being a former prosecutor, I got the opportunity to work with juvenile justice, working with the juvenile services organizations, probation, and we found that there were not sufficient programs to actually curb youth or prevent youth from getting in trouble in the first place.
I see.
So I wanted to create a program that was preventive in nature. But then being a defense attorney, I also realized that you can't lock up every kid, and you need to give them opportunities, even if they do get in troubles, to give them, like a second chance. So we came up with a concept called Thrive, and Thrive was originated from a group home format where there were individuals who were homeless, and they were living in a group home, and as a result of that, they needed opportunities. They needed a job. They needed to become independent livers. So before I can give you a job, though, we decided that we needed to have a life skills program that focused on, several components. The first component was working with an agency like Juvenile Justice Services. So that's the first component. We have to identify these kids that may need help. The second component, which is super important, is the what we call the promise partner position, where we go out in the business community and we pretty much ask these business owners to trust our program and to promise jobs once our youth graduate from our program.
Now, let me ask you something. Now, you said you go to the Juvenile Justice Program. Now, what if a local resident in District Heights, has some children that they, are growing up in the neighborhood and they want to get involved with this program? Can they?
Yes. One of the great things about Thrive, we created the program to address the issues in the community. So it's just not the individuals who get in trouble that need jobs. There are people who went to college, who graduated from high school, that are just having problems finding employment. So what we created was the Thrive Apprentice Program, where we have individuals who have worked before, but they're just not working right now. And we have found relationships in the business community where they can actually go on the job training, and they can actually learn through our Thrive program, the life skills component, and actually be working while they're actually learning at the same time. So we're excited that our first program is going to start in October, and it's called the Thrive Apprentice Program, and you don't have to get in trouble for that.
Now, apprentice program, what are you training them to do?
Well, our first opportunity is with the hotel industry. Right now, our biggest component is hospitality. The hospitality industry provides a lot of different job opportunities that are self-sustaining, and they they give people an opportunity for benefits, and it gives them skills in a lot of different areas. So at the hotel we're dealing with now, they have chef and cook positions, which is a whole trade within itself. They have the customer service component, like Caylin is in the customer service component, where he is a sales manager. So he's a boss of bosses. He has an opportunity to manage people on his first job experience, which is an awesome trade. We have the maintenance portion, where at a hotel there are a lot of things that need to be fixed. So we actually train individuals in the skill of maintenance, hotel maintenance, which is a daily opportunity. Everybody knows that when your room needs to be cleaned, you have an industry of individuals who will come out and clean the room and make sure the room is clean and make sure you change. So those are jobs that are readily available. So right now, that's our focus. So anyone who comes into our apprenticeship program now, we will interview them and we will select the position based upon the needs of the hotel at that time. And then they will get certification from us that you've completed over 200 hours with us, which is the Thrive program, and we'll require them to do 2,000 hours of on-the-job training. So when they finish that program, they will be very proficient as it relates to whatever area within that industry they have chosen to be in.
So you say you have the hotel industry. Walk us, are there any other businesses that you work closely with other than hotel?
Yes. Of course, because I'm in the legal field, there are several law firms that are primed and ready to accept positions. As a lawyer yourself, you're aware that there are legal assistant positions. Before I became a lawyer, I was a legal assistant. And that's very broad. You can do whatever as a legal assistant. A legal secretary position, which is a very awesome career.
Right.
You get to change people's lives, and you get to assist lawyers in doing their jobs. And then we also want to encourage youth to be lawyers,
Right.
accountants.
Right.
So we have an accountant firm that is also going to hire. We just also picked up a dentist who owns his own practice. And we're going to actually start training individuals through their apprentice program to be dental techs, which make a lot of money.
They do.
They do.
Do.
So that's another area of practice that we're looking at. And then we really landed a really good opportunity with the aviation company. And we placed a young man in a position where he's actually fixing planes. And by the year 2017, they tell me that most of the air traffic controllers, airplane mechanics, and pilots will be retiring. So we need a whole new workforce of individuals. So I have a close relationship with an African-American owned airline, aeronautical engineering company that are hiring young people and giving them opportunities.
And that's interesting. So when you have, let's just go to the young individual who's working on the planes, who's teaching him or her how to do that?
Well, the good thing about what we do about on-the-job training, when they go on the job, there are the boss is the owner. Like when I owned my firm, I taught all my associates. I gave them a skill. I taught them how to practice. I taught them about all the mistakes that I made. I taught them about how to enter their appearance. Same thing for being an airplane mechanic. It's on-the-job training. They get to go and touch and feel what an airplane mechanic does, and they get to watch him. They get to study what he studies. And the good thing about that industry, you have to go to school, you have to get certified. It's a high security position. Right. So as a result of that, the young man that we placed in the position, he got a badge, he got to work on planes, he got to be around other professionals that were actually thriving in the airplane mechanic industry.
Now, do you give people help background checks or help them go through the background check process?
Yes. The good thing about how Thrive works, we're looking for individuals that not only have perfect backgrounds, but we also look for those individuals that are returning citizens. Good. We're looking for individuals that may have gotten in trouble before, but now are ready to change their lives. We also work with individuals that may have had a substance abuse issue, because our policy is that we think everybody has an opportunity to change their lives. So these individuals may have had problems in the past, but we don't lead by the past, we lead by the future.
All right, well, in that case, we're gonna take a short break, and when we come back, we're gonna be talking to Mr. Crawford about his experience in this Thrive program, because we would like to see how this has worked out for someone, all right? So please stay tuned to learn more about this very important program. Thank you. Welcome back to Chat with the Lawyer, and I'm here with Mr. Mike Worthy with the Thrive program, giving opportunities to young youth in the area. And we have Mr. Kayn Crawford, and he's actually one of the participants of the Thrive program. So he's going to tell us about how he got involved. How'd you learn about Thrive?
Coach Worthy and Mr. Kumar, two great, amazing men. They're really great supporters. They just gave me an opportunity that I just couldn't refuse. One day, I was just sitting in my room, just letting days go past, just worrying where I was gonna go. Coach Worthy, he sat me down and he was like, I'm prepared to do something big for you. And I really didn't understand that at first. Like, I really couldn't see his vision, because initially I was like, where did this man come from? So
right.
He gave me the opportunity I couldn't pass down, and I just excelled. Me and him, we just set goals. We just smashed them, we got it out the way, and went on to like bigger and better, successful things. Like now my mother's so proud of me, she really can't explain how much I really grown.
That's it. Good. So start us from the beginning. You said, were you hurt? Were you in school? Like, where were you? Or did you go to high school here?
No, actually, I was enrolled in the workforce development program prior to this program.
Okay.
The problem was nobody in the program was finding employment.
Oh, wow.
And it was just days going by, and I was getting apathy frustrated. So I really reached out to Mr. Kamar, and I said,
And Mr. Kamar, who's that?
Mr. Kamar, he's also an assistant. He's a manager for T.H.R.I.V.E Incorporated.
Okay.
And T.H.R.I.V.E is where I reside at as well. And
Life Deeds is
A group home program.
It's a group home
basically,
program. Okay,
it's for
that's interesting.
residential for individuals who's making the next transition
Okay.
to be independent.
Okay.
And he was the owner.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, and what area is that in?
Minnesota Avenue, Northeast.
Okay, good. Okay, so then what happened next?
So then, after just sitting down with Mr. Kamar, I really explained to him I really need to make a change. He introduced me to Coach Worthy, and after we sat down, really talked, set goals, told me the things that were required for us to actually obtain these goals. I just took what he had to say to consideration and just went forward with it. I put my full trust in him as well as Mr. Kumar.
All right. And how did you explain the program process? So when you got in, how did the program work?
Okay, so the Thrive training program process is a 6-week course where young men, young individuals, as myself, kind of come in the program, kind of learn the dynamics and the standards for the Thrive program. We really get familiarized with the motto and kind of implement what the motto stands for us into our lifestyle.
What is the motto?
Like, as you can see in Thrive, the acronym for us, what it stands for is teaching others. The T will represent for teaching others.
Okay.
We're supposed to be groomed on how to teach others, and that's what we're responsible for. We're supposed to hold our brothers accountable for all of our action. H is history, R's, where whatever we desire, we have to actually know the history to it. Like, there's a beginning for everything, and once you realize where your beginning is, you'll know exactly where you need to end up. R, it stands for research.
Okay.
Absolutely. We research everything similar to history, R's. We make sure we get a clear definition of what we want to do in our life. So I is investment. What we're willing to put in is exactly what we're expected to get out. That's every aspect in life. I'm pretty sure everybody can relate to. V is our vision planning, where we kind of get a clear visual of where we want to go and how we're able to get to where we want to be at. And we're doing everything we're supposed to do. And E, lastly, means entrepreneurship. That's where we kind of picked up studies. We picked up study habits of an entrepreneur, basically. We're learning how to be our own entrepreneur and to be independent, just to kind of get ourselves established to be a boss.
And you're a boss.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you first came in that program, did you have an idea of what you wanted to do, or through this program did you learn, or how did you know that where you wanted to end up?
Initially, I was reluctant because I really, like I said, I really didn't see the vision because I was in another workforce development that really wasn't doing anything for me.
Okay.
So with this program, with Coach Worthy being a dog with the first generation, I kind of just stuck with it just to kind of see what to expect, like how to go through it. And the experience has been amazing because he brought me the challenges where I thought it was overwhelming and I couldn't overcome. But with his support, Mr. Kamal's support, as well as Coach Lori's support, they just pushed me to thrive, to be a greater human being, to be a better person, and to grow strong spiritually, emotionally, physically.
That's good. So what about the interview process? Did they prepare you for interviewing for the job and all that stuff?
Well, for interview process, let's just keep it 100. There is no interview process.
Okay.
The policy is we was guaranteed. We was proposed for a guaranteed job.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Once you take the necessary step required to proceed to the next level, then and only then you get to meet business owners such as Kevin Bigg.
Okay.
He's the gentleman that actually gave me my job right now. I'm a sales manager at Metro Points Hotel. He came out to the graduation. He liked the way I represented myself. He kind of got a glimpse of what I've accomplished working with Coach Worthy. And from that, he told me that right then and there. He sat me down. He said, "Look, Mr. Crawford, you got a lot of potential. I really admire your tenacity. Can you be at this employment spot at 10:30? I made it there on time, and then once I made it there, he was like, a lot of people don't do what you do. Like a lot of kids your age, I wouldn't expect them to make it on time. You're a standing kid. I want to give you an opportunity to be a sales manager at my organization. It's an opportunity I can never back down.
Wow, and did you have that suit, that nice suit that you have on? Did you have it?
Explain how you get your suit.
Man, Coach Worthy, that's big, bro. I didn't know anything about suit. I never had a suit before, so
Right.
we went down K&G's. He actually have a great relationship with the owner of K&G, and I introduced
Wow.
myself to him, told him our plans. Once he kind of saw our vision, then that's when he gave us the support. So he gave me everything fitted, the red tie.
Wow.
I'm looking good, ain't I?
handsome. Yes. So when you started your job, how was it? Were you kind of like, I'm not prepared for this, or how did the process work?
I mean, through the 6-week course, I was preparing myself for it.
Okay.
Because like my first week of training, it really wasn't difficult for me, and it's crazy because I've been unemployed for approximately like a year before I got the job I'm at now.
Wow.
So with the preparation that they've been giving us, it just made me stronger. Like I kind of knew what to expect. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew what I had to do just to kind of make my employment successful and to be a
Right.
success story of my own. I've done it.
Right. And now you, how long have you been at that job?
For about 6 weeks.
Okay, and how's it going?
I love it there. Just being a manager, a lot of years of customer service. I really love it in there, and they love me in there as well.
Tell me, what do you do at your job?
What I do at my job, as a sales manager, I'm responsible for booking events, like those who want a family reunion or a celebration party.
Okay.
I'm responsible for organizing that event prior to hand. It's a big responsibility, but I feel that I'm prepared for it.
All right. And did you do customer service before you got that job?
Absolutely. Macy's, McDonald's.
Okay. So you had a little preparation before you got there. Now you said you started in a group home. How did you get there?
Through the group home, it was because I was initially at college, Virginia State University.
Okay.
And I had to come back home due to some family issues.
All right.
And that transition was a bit different.
Right.
Well, a bit indifferent because I didn't know what I was going to do. Like, I was struggling with my mother. My
Right.
father wasn't around. I have younger siblings that I had to take care of.
Right.
So I introduced myself to Mr. Kamar, and he just so happened to have an open spot for me. Once he had an open spot for me, he gave me the opportunity.
That's really good. Tell us about some of the other people in the program that were with you. Are they in places now? Where
Like my
they come
peers?
from? Yes.
Oh, yeah, they're not exactly in the position I'm in right now, but yeah, they're employed.
Where?
They're successful. One of them was working at the airport
Aviation. Yeah.
aviation system, as he was talking about.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's an internship. His internship is coming to an end.
Okay.
But
Explain what happened to the individual who had the chef job at your location.
one, yeah, I regret to inform you. Like one of my peers, he actually applied to the same organization that I'm employed in right now.
Okay.
But it wasn't my position. So he went through the interview process with Mr. Beard, and he didn't show up the first day of work.
Wow.
And that's utterly disrespectful. That's unprofessional. We just don't do that. We didn't spend 6 weeks for nothing. Like we was prepared for this. This was his moment, and he couldn't really grab the opportunity to. So it's very unfortunate that he had to go through that experience. But I'm pretty sure that too shall pass. He'll get stronger.
Now, do you re-enroll that individual back into the program so that they could sort of understand?
So what happens, these are real jobs.
Right.
And if you can't make it to the first day of the job, then the expectation of the employer is diminished. So as a result of that, part of this is a learning experience. So now we're actually having him reapply and re-enroll. And all of our youth, when they graduate from the program, they get what they call success coaches. So we will track you, and then we will also assist you with other job opportunities. So right now, he's been on 4 more interviews, and we're looking at other positions for him as well. And I want to make sure we are clear on the homelessness side and why it's so important. Homelessness is not just the individual who's on the street. You have people who are living with their aunts, their brothers. I got a call the other day from an individual who just left his sister's house. They're homeless.
Right.
They don't have a place to call their own.
Right.
And our goal with individuals like Caylin and other members that graduate through the Thrive program is to be unsubsidized independent livers.
So have you received your first paycheck yet?
Yes, indeed.
And are you able to get your own place and live on your own?
Yes, ma'am. With the help of Mr. Kaman, Mr. Worthy,
All right,
we got my
that's
place
good.
on.
That's
I'm
good.
taking care of my mother as well, so.
Okay. And you could afford to do that with
Absolutely.
this job?
Absolutely.
Okay, and is this like the highest paying job you've had?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's a blessing.
Right. And how old are you again?
21 years of age.
Wow. And you're already a manager?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. And just quickly, how old do you have to be in this program, the Thrive program?
The good thing about our program, there's no maximum age because we have the apprentice program. We'll take people as 40, 50. If you're unemployed and you have the desire to change your life and work within one of our apprentice program, there's no age limit. However, with the Thrive to Work program, what Caylin just went through, we focus on the age of 18 to about 24.
Okay.
Because that's that transitional
18
age.
to 24, okay.
We're trying
so
to
it's
capture
after
that.
high school?
After high school, yes.
Okay. And do you have any summer program for those that are in high school?
We're working on that.
Okay.
Right now, we just have the Thrive to Work program and the Thrive Apprentice program. But at the end of the day, we would like to go into the high schools and junior high because we want to get kids prepared to actually transition to the workforce.
All right. Well, listen in, community. This is what we need. We complain that we do not have opportunities for our youth. Here is a program here, Thrive program, that provides that opportunity, that gets people like Mr. Crawford in the working environment. And now he can afford to live on his own and take care of his mother. That's what this is about. So we thank you both for coming on this show. We're going to have to come back, and we're also going to make sure we have information about this program on our website so that people can get more information about it. So please, if you have more questions, if you want to see more videos, you can go to www.chatwiththelawyer.tv, and please stay tuned. Thank you.
A picture is worth 1,000 words. Every day, millions of children and adults face orthodontic problems, such as unhealthy bites, misaligned jaws, and poor mouth function. These problems can detract from dental, physical, and emotional health. But long-term health troubles like these can be prevented. Detection and treatment by an orthodontist is the key to correcting these problems and achieving a healthy, beautiful smile. An orthodontist is the only healthcare professional who specializes in the field of orthodontics. These doctors are dentistry's experts, with 2 to 3 years of advanced, specialized education beyond dental school. They straighten teeth and align jaws each and every day by dedicating their practices to the field of orthodontics. A healthy, attractive smile is a priceless asset in life. Put yours in the care of the most qualified professional. For more information, visit braces.org.